plays from right to left. In the second half, we'll have the benefit of a strong breeze, and those who are playing in the opposite direction will have the raindrops in their eyes for the 45 minutes of whichever half they are playing into this driving rain. Yeah, it's quite a hectic day down here in Umlazi, but I'm sure the football is going to be of a very good quality. Happy to be joined in commentary by Stanton Fredericks. And Stanton, coming into Durban, wasn't raining as hard as this. The wind wasn't blowing as hard as this. The weather conditions certainly have deteriorated to a point.
Yeah, deteriorated indeed there, Kev, and we hope that it doesn't affect the match too much, but the drainage system here at the King's relatively not too bad, and having rain since last night, it still looks like it's in decent condition for a good football match.
Now see Mamelodi going and greeting a couple of his former players that he formerly coached. How's that for a sign? Rain is temporary, Sundowns are permanent.
Hey, love it.
That's fantastic. Well, it's good to have you with us on your World of Champions. It's Heritage Day today. For those celebrating their heritage, that's fantastic. Those who were hoping to have a bright day today, well, maybe down this part of the world it's not going to happen unless you've got an indoor facility. But yeah, Heritage Day indeed, and we're really looking forward to some of the supporters coming out in their traditional regalia as the referees get the show underway here and lead the troops out into the cold and rain. So yeah, conditions, and it is fairly chilly. We were downstairs a bit earlier on. It's chilly, it's raining, the wind is blowing, and still I think, you know, we have the promise of a good game of football, I think.
Without a doubt, Pirates victorious last time out. Not the same for Arrows, but they are going to have to make the best of their home ground advantage here with a Sundowns that looks to have supplemented the side somewhat. We'll see later on that team sheet who is the new players that they've introduced.
These two teams met at the end of last season. Arrows and Sundowns played 2-1 draw. Here's the Arrows starting lineup then. Just two changes made by Mamelodi after the loss against Sekhukhune United on a Saturday. Klankla Zwani and Pilani Kumalo into the starting lineup. Sabella Sitoli misses out, and Manciani is amongst the players that haven't made the matchday squad for Lamontville Golden Arrows today.
They're setting up as a 4-3-3 there with Junior Dion on 3 goals. He'll be leading the line for Golden Arrows this afternoon.
There is the Abafana Vestende starting lineup then, posing for the obligatory photograph. Interesting, 2 Ivorians in the starting lineup. So have a look at Mamelodi Sundowns. They make 2 changes as well. No place for Letlaku or for Ikram Reyners this afternoon. Peter Shalulile will start, and Jaden Adams will be in support of him, the former Stellenbosch FC, attacking midfield. It's a very strong-looking side here that Miguel Cardoso has at his disposal.
Yeah, also in a 4-3-3 there with Mukwena just protecting, and just in front of him with Allende and Adams was sharing the creativity. Sales alongside Shalulile and Matthews. They'll be searching for the goals this afternoon.
And the news from the bench, Stanton Fredericks, is that Nuno Santos, the new signing from Guimarães, and a Portuguese junior international, 26-year-old midfielder that's just been signed by Mamelodi Sundowns, is amongst the bench players today. Ronwen Williams will wear the captain's armband today. Match officials then, Alfred Chivani, you'll know him better as Jelly, with Brian Nakhanyago, Oscar Totetsi as his assistant referees, and Siabonga Nkomo is the 4th official for this one. Ayanda Gianni wearing the captain's armband for Abafana Vestende. Ronwen Williams, the national team goalkeeper, and the players looking to get into a little huddle before the match gets underway, with Keenan Phillips in the middle of that. There's Mamelodi. Been with the club a couple of seasons since he rejoined Lamontville Golden Arrows from Mamelodi Sundowns. And there's Miguel Cardoso, 50th match in charge of Mamelodi Sundowns today in all competitions, and maybe he'll be able to celebrate that with a victory that'll take him to the top of the table before Sekhukhune United are in action a bit later on this afternoon against Chippa United up in Polokwane. It's been an interesting season so far. Sekhukhune United, 4 weeks at the top of the table. Eric Tinkler's done absolutely brilliantly. We're underway then at a very rain-soaked Kings Willachini Stadium. We're in Umlazi for the afternoon. It is Mamelodi Sundowns playing in their away strip of all white this afternoon, who will play and attack the goal to the left-hand side of your screen. So they'll have the wind behind them in the first half. And Abafana Bestende in their traditional colours of green and yellow will play from left to right during the first 45 minutes.
And Kevin, you could see that the weather conditions will change the way Sundowns play. As you can see from the kick-off, Allende kicking it long and applying pressure, as we can see Mokoena there with a bit of a slip.
Yeah, mistake almost immediately, and that looks like a handball as well from Allende. Marcelo Allende has been in good form so far. 2 goals for the 26-year-old Chilean. Starts for the 11th time. There's only one player that has started all 12 matches now, including this one, in all competitions for Mamelodi Sundowns this season, and that's the goalkeeper and captain Ronwin Williams. But there are players that have played 11 matches, and Marcelo Allende is one of them. Tashrik Matthews starts his 8th match, and he's come off the bench 4 times as well, so he's played in every single match. And so for that matter is Jaden Adams. And for Abafana Bestende, it still looks as if it's a little bit of a work in progress. Not as much action as Mamelodi Sundowns have had, because Lamontville Golden Arrows finished in 12th place last season and therefore didn't qualify for the season starting MTN 8. Junior Dion signed from Amazulu, who's formerly with Marumo Gallants, a 31-year-old Ivorian. 3 goals already for him this season, and he started off with a bang, scoring in matches 2, 3 and 4 with goals against Richards Bay FC, Durban City and Magesi FC. It hasn't scored since the 27th of August. It's nearly a month that Junior Dion has been without a goal. But in the meantime of all of that, though, we have had the MTN8 and we've had an international break as well. So, yeah, maybe he'll bounce back to some sort of form today. We'll sit it.
I think that Junior Dion, as you mentioned, scored 3 of the 6 goals that Arrows have so far, so they'll be wanting him to get back on that score sheet. A welcome addition for Golden Arrows. Some mobile striker can go with his back to goal, and clearly can find the back of the net.
It's going to be a fascinating one for the tacticians of the game of football as to what sort of game plan the Mamelodi Sundowns play, what sort of game plan does the opposition play as well, because one of them playing into the wind, do they then keep the ball at their feet or bang long balls in towards Takasani and Banjwa's goal from a Mamelodi Sundowns point of view, as Allende picks up possession here and finds Aubrey Modiba. And from a Golden Arrows point of view, they can't exactly go and bang the ball up the field of play, because it'll just come back to them almost like you're playing at the Athletic Stadium, Cape Town.
Yeah, that's correct. So if the wind is into you, you'd want to play it on the floor. I mean, obviously, if it's behind your back, you have to measure those passes, possibly get it in behind the defense.
Allende with a lovely ball. Modiba onto the inside. Good place here for Arthur Sales. Oh, it's a lovely, beautiful flow of the ball. Fortunately, the final touch from Piti Shalolile lacked the pace to release Arthur Sales. They look very, very composed. They've settled down quickly here at Mamelodi Sundowns. They are a quality side. 8 times in a row they've won the Betway Premiership. Looking to go that far as well this season. Looking for the exciting Tashrik Matthews. Down on the right-hand side for Mamelodi Sundowns today.
This is a bit of a push there from Phillips. Another push, a bit of a shove into the back of Shalolile.
It's been a bit of a barren spell since the 10th of November 2019, which is the last time that Lamontville Golden Arrows beat Mamelodi Sundowns. Piri with a goal, Mtizwa with 2, including a penalty. Beat Sundowns 3-2. Morena and Charlie scoring for Sundowns on that day, which is 5 years and 319 days ago. Allende with an interesting ball, nicely knocked away by Ayanda Gianni.
Well, that is some record that you just pulled out there, Kev.
2,144 days.
Wow.
It's been since Arrows have last beaten Mamelodi Sundowns. And that's in all competitions. Lende is having a good season so far. So are the Sundowns supporters, but that gentleman from Abafana Westende is showing perhaps there's something in the offing for the home side today. And let me remind you that we have this Betway initiation, Benise and Win, and best dressed fan from the home club will walk away with, if he is recognised by the sponsor, will walk away with 10,000 rand. If he's a card holder of Betway in a betting sense, then that'll be doubled and he'll walk away with 20 grand. And you pitch up to a soccer match and you do your best to look snazzy on a rainy and windy day, and I think to take home 20 grand would be a pretty nice prize.
A few contenders spotted already.
Touch for Kobeko Dlamini's got an important role in the holding midfield here for Golden Arrows today as the former taxman. Patrick Matthews scooped away by Mamelodi Sundowns. Aubrey Madiba once again. It's a lovely ball from him and a chance for Matthews. Matthews with a skip one way and then the other. And Kobeko Dlamini did fabulously to stop the 25-year-old former Belgian-based midfielder in his tracks. But it's going to be a danger. Is Tashrik Matthews from the right-hand side, but also directly through the middle of the park as well for Sundowns.
There was some great defensive work done there by Zbonele. Bit of trickery.
Oh, very dangerous situation here for Bafana Westende and Omar Kumara, the 24-year-old centre-back, just about getting his side in trouble. Needed the first-time clearance, didn't really get it. And play it down is Tebogo Mokoena. In the meantime, work to be done by Ronald Williams, which the home fans applaud. And good work on the left-hand side for Bafana Westende.
And Kev just further up the pitch. Tebogo Mokoena stayed down for a while, but he managed to shake off that challenge.
Melende. Keanu Cupido signed from Cape Town City. That was even before they were relegated. Nice little tickle through by Mokoena, but he's not quite got his sights set yet to Peter Shalalile or to Otto Sales for that matter. Quality player though is Tebogo Mokoena. You've got to think the success of Lamontville Golden Arrows has got to be ball possession and then keeping the ball on the ground and not hitting it up into the air, which would make it almost a lottery as to where it would land and whom would benefit from that possession. Alende forward, Sales with a great first touch. Suddenly Matthews has shown his versatility already by playing wide on the right, now wide on the left. He's been down the middle of the park as well.
Yeah, that front three of Sundowns, very dynamic, shifting positions, but it will be Shalolile that takes up a more of a central role.
Alende behind Peter Shalolile, the Namibian leading goal scorer in the South African top flight. 130 goals. Nice opportunity for Junior Dion and some space outside of the penalty area. Oh, lovely little move inside and outside. Should have taken the shot with the left foot. Siyanda Ndlovu, the 22-year-old, not with the confidence that he might have had on that left foot.
Yeah, just took a bit too long to pull the trigger there. Brilliant trickery there, drop of the shoulder there. Totally evading the challenges of Cupido as well as Madiba. So, encouraging movements here for Golden Arrows. This is something that Sundowns will be aware of. A danger, especially on the counter-attack, that Golden Arrows can impose.
Sales to Mokoena, Shalolile making himself available. He pulls away from markers so eloquently, does Peter Shalolile.
Salles, man of the match last time out against Durban City for Sundowns.
The 23-year-old Brazilian. 10 minutes played in the first half. No goals yet. The only match that's kicking off at 1500 Central African time, and when this one's finished, there'll be plenty more action to come on your World of Champions this afternoon, as just about everybody's in action. Kaizer Chiefs against Marumo Gallants at FNB Stadium at 5:30, and then at 7:30, a whole bunch of matches that you'll be able to either pick up on your live streaming platform or live on your World of Champions Super Sport. I'm really very, very happy indeed to see the number of supporters that have come in here to Kings Villatini on a day where the weather conditions aren't really conducive to doing anything else except sitting at home and watching the game on telly. Keenan Phillips, former Super Sports United player, and Swallows as well, but Aubrey Madiba doing well. In the midfield, some nice containment from Jaden Adams.
There was also great pressure there from Golden Arrows in the form of Makele.
Bongo Koza, 21-year-old, who's come through the junior ranks and really made a name for himself towards the middle end part of last season. And that's a particularly dangerous ball towards Cupido. Nice little chase on as well for Sianda Ndlovu. Madiba, slowly but surely. It hasn't taken that long. Probably a team that would be by far the underdog for this matter, even though they're playing at home, would take about 15-20 minutes to settle down, and Arrows have taken a lot less than that, so about 10-11 minutes, and they seem to be pretty confident in tackling the task in front of them, that is Mamelodi Sundowns. Dlamini's had a couple of good challenges so far, gets rid of Jaden Adams. Malibongwe loses possession, nearly falls to Junior Dion. Ndlovu wasn't far away from that danger either, and listening to some pundits and watching some of the posts on social media platforms, we'll get to that in a moment. There's a sort of rugby tackle affair from Kele.
Not happy with the decision there, Kele, but he clearly got the player, not the ball. Continues to plead his innocence.
Referee Alfred Jelly Chavani having none of it. Last time I saw him had a lovely big waft of hair over the top of his head, and see he's had a bit of a clean up.
It's a summer cut.
Summer cut. Yeah, but getting back to the pundits, and I love the keyboard warriors, and I refer to them quite often, in that they're saying the best opportunity to punish Mamelodi Sundowns is to attack them on the edge of their own penalty area in numbers and with pace. And already we're seeing that being employed by Lamontville Golden Arrows, and yeah, Ndlovu had a chance, Dion might have had half a chance. Robert Williams not averse to having to make saves, that's his job. Referee asking players just to behave themselves. Keanu Cupido has made his way into the penalty, a near post effort looking for Jaden Adams. Nicely cleared by Arrows.
Not his best there, Madiba. He knows that.
Spectators really have been phenomenal today so far. They on their feet, they're cheering, they're dancing, and it's one way to keep warm, but it's really pleased with the support that's come in today to Kings Villatini. Alende, lovely ball. Salles threads the eye of a needle. Foul by Phillips, surely. Or was Shalulile offside first?
Yeah, looks like it's called for offside there. Shalulile lurking on the shoulders of the defenders there. Great first touch. Second one forward, and lovely spotted there. Good call from assistant referee.
He's looking for the assistant referee on the same side, Oscar Tsotetsi, to give him some sort of protection. 10 goals in all competitions, the Namibian, against Abafana Bestende. Arrows, as we said, probably relying more on the counter-attack than anything else, are going to be a threat. They're also going to have to be very, very careful when Mamelodi Sundowns are in possession. And it's about that reorganisation when they're on the back foot that is really going to be telling. Away by Omar Kamara, new signing from San Pedro in the Ivorian Premier League. All sorts of prospects on that attempted pass from Nklankla Zwane. Tall man for a midfielder. Cupido, not afraid to play the long passes, and the understanding and the belief of the Mamelodi Sundowns players is quite remarkable when you see them in this sort of situation. Lovely ball out here once again to Sales, played it inside. Shalulile was doing, in fact Mokoena was doing a little bit of a pirouette all on his own. Misjudged the pass altogether. Just hasn't settled down yet. He's strayed a few passes around that might have gone to teammates that haven't. And on that occasion just seemed to misread a pass that was headed his way. Having said that, though, he's an absolutely brilliant player.
Cardoso did mention in his pre-match interview that this is the first time he's at the helm of Sundowns playing in rainy conditions.
Unbelievable. Tashik Matthews, Arthur Sales. Nice touch from Aubrey Modiba, and well done to Lamontville Golden Arrows with Omar Kamara and Ibulela Makwele. Maxwell.
Arrows will want to shake off the last result against Kukune, conceding in the 90th plus minute from Bradley Kobler goal. So not the best of confidence coming into this encounter. An opportunity to bounce back, and what confidence that would be if they were to take the scalp of Mamelodi Sundowns.
Taking into consideration that they've lost their last 3 matches in a row. Kaizer Chiefs, the only home loss of the season, and Polokwane City, they lost against Sekhukhune United as well in back-to-back matches against Limpopo-based side. It was a good start to the season. They might have lost to Newport's Siwilele United in their opening match away from home in Bloemfontein, where Phillips scored the goal, and then won the next 3 with Dion scoring in all 3 matches, beating Richards Bay FC, Durban City and Magesi. And yeah, 3 losses in a row doesn't do your confidence any good, or your locked position for that matter. Nice little push forward from the midfield again by Nklankla Zwane. So far things looking good in defence for Sundowns.
A little bit wayward there.
Phillips on the overlap, keeps it in play. No, he didn't. Must have been very, very close indeed. Phillips on his bicycle, and the assistant referee, Brian Khanyago, had the flag up the moment the cross was played by the former Swallows defender, and Mangoba Ngmuthi looking a bit perplexed. Arrows are starting to play some football. Ball at their feet, looking good here. Offside. Dion won't pull the trigger. He hears the whistle. Appeals for some clemency from Mr. Khanyago.
It was a very good run there from Dion, but brilliant. I think that was onside. Of course, I did try to step up, but I tell you what, rightfully so, he is not happy with that decision, Dion.
Referee just coming in across to chat to him with a big smile on the face of Jelly Chavani, and saying, yeah, we understand that you're not pleased, but calm it down a section. As I said, one of 2 Ivorians in the starting lineup here for Arrows, and they have a new signing on the bench as well. Have a look at this again. Oh, he's dead level, you know.
That was onside. Opportunity missed. Well, not missed for Arrows, but a bad call for the officials.
Chalo Lende gets a little bump against the head.
Phillips just stamping all over Allende.
Nice work done again by Khaleesi Maddow, given away though by Tashreeq Matthews. Mamelodi Sundowns under a little bit of pressure because that's what Mamelodi Sundowns are exerting. I beg your pardon, Arrows are exerting at the moment. Maxwell. Fouled by Modiba.
Yeah, Tanto Zwani as well as Ayabulela Makwele have been excellent in midfield. They're closing down the danger as well as in possession. Here we see the frustrated looking Modiba bringing down Makwele.
20 minutes played, no goals in Umlazi, and the rain seems to have abated for the moment. The wind's also dropped a little bit, and if that remains the situation, I mean, I don't think the players will mind too much if it drizzles a little bit. Conditions rather perfect for football at the moment. Work to be done defensively for Mamelodi Sundowns, and done so very nicely in the middle of the park by Matthews and by Jaden Adams, in fact. I do love the way he drops back an awfully long way to assist defending on the edge of his own penalty area. Good pass back by Kumalo. Nice work done by Malibongwe Koza. Sales from Mamelodi Sundowns, beautifully holding the ball up, and almost thought that came off his own player from 21-year-old Mamelodi Sundowns centre-back. Cupido. Nicely intercepted here by Keenan Phillips, and straight through the middle. If Dion's first touch had been a little better, there might have been something on for Arrows, and then he just overdoes the challenge on Cupido and offers his apology. But he's a dangerous man, isn't he?
Yeah,
Said it.
That was excellent interception and anticipation there from Phillips. And just a heavy touch here from Dion. Allowed Cupido to intercept.
On another day, that ball releases between the two centre-backs and is problematic. Mokwena under pressure, winds the challenge beautifully from Sianda and Globo. Perhaps his best touch of the game. Nice little touch there from Jaden Adams as well. This is Allende.
Okay, you can see now field is very wet and the ball not travelling as quick as it was at the beginning of the game. Pass to Modiba, and once again that man Makwele intercepting.
Matthews has done brilliantly, rides a couple of challenges, keeps possession, and then gets caught from behind, I think by Kumara.
See just a pull down from behind there gives Sandland an opportunity of a dangerous position.
Second set piece opportunity for Mamelodi Sundowns in the half. Fans continue to enjoy the spectacle here. Yende again, it's a good take from Takasani Mbanjwa. Started the season with the newcomer Sibulele, by the way, after leaving the University of Pretoria Tuks in the first division, and then was picked up by Lamontville Golden Arrows and played in that match against Sekhukhune United. Really plays his third match of the season, but only second for Bafana Bafana this season. And that leaves the experienced Edward Mayova on the bench. So no place for Kusingapili Gumete. Well, a little slide into the area, and that could have been trouble with a touch from Sede Dion. And he knows it, judging by his reaction. Beautiful play by Maxwell.
Arrows growing with confidence. Lovely touch around the corner. And excellent ball threaded through, just in behind the defence. All he needed was a touch from Dion. Makwele once again at the heart of things for Golden Arrows. He's been prodding golden opportunity there for Dion.
I tell you what, that's 3 opportunities he's had in 25 minutes. One cannot rule out that he's got to get something on the ball at some stage and return to goal-scoring ways that he did last against Magesi on the 27th of August. 3 goals to his credit in quick succession. Madao going on the overlap. Quality fullback. Salez, a little bit of a ball that sells Mudao. Beg your pardon, the fullback Modiba down the creek a little bit, and now they're going to have to reorganise themselves defensively here, Mamelodi Sundowns. I think they've done that adequately with Tashreeq Matthews. There's a player down from Mamelodi Sundowns that could very well be Cupido. Points his hands out 45 degrees on either side of his body, maybe suggesting to referee Jelly Chafani that there might have been some referee's intervention there. There wasn't. Kiana Cupido. Olibongwe Koza. Tall man with a bright future. Allende. They slow the pace down to Mamelodi Sundowns, which you've seen so often in the game of football. Better pass from Mokoena. As the second bite of the cherry does the international midfielder. Now Matthews. And suddenly the link man is Mudau. Applause coming from his teammates, and Allende goes wide. Injection of pace towards that Arrows penalty area falls short. Dribble their way out of their own defensive situation here. Lamontville Golden Arrows. The wind blowing to their face, I suppose, not a bad idea. Look at the progress that they've made. No foul, says the referee. Cupido maybe will pick up a foul from Keenan Phillips.
Cupido getting clipped from Phillips. That was the initial foul.
The referee's got a yellow card in his hand. Leonard Gianni, captain and centre back, goes into the book. Forward again, Salez. Space opening up here for Kulisi Midout. A nice little cut in from him. Salez again. Oh, the dink might carry the ball into the path of a teammate. It doesn't. And then Bandra contains nicely. And Kovu asking questions. Ball takes a bit of a deflection, and Mokoena tidies up to his goalkeeper.
Sianda and Globo proving to be a handful here this afternoon. A lot of speed and trickery about him. Sundowns really being tested here this afternoon. A lot of credit needs to go to this Golden Arrows midfield. And Dlamini, Makwele as well as Zwane.
Allende, Madao. And again, just that final ball not quite reaching its intended target, and it does allow for Bafana Bestende then to stretch their legs a little bit. Dion looking for a corner. And he'll be very happy. You see the little nod of the head from the Ivorian.
Finding a lot of spaces here down the flanks are Golden Arrows, creating those opportunities for Junior Dion.
First corner kick of the match comes half an hour in and comes to the home side as well. Head up! Keeper stands on his line. Arrows have scored before the half-hour mark. Junior Dion back to scoring ways.
fired up is Dion. He has been knocking. Had a few attempts at goal. Wasn't on point this time, making no mistake for his 4th of the season.
Absolutely fabulous, making Kings Willetini Stadium his own home.
That's a brilliant in-swinger there for the box. He rose above 2 defenders there, in between, just above Tebogo Mokoena, getting his head to it there, Junior Dion, and nothing much that Ronman Williams could have done in that situation. It's Golden Arrows that take the lead.
Visiting fans a little bit shell-shocked. Junior Dion, 4th of the season, silences the Mamelodi Sundowns support here at Kings Willetini. Pressure being converted into a goal here. Junior Dion. Has played here before with Lesotho. Before that with Marumo Gallants when he was introduced into South African football. Junior Dion, the man of the moment.
Kevin, opening half an hour. It's Sundowns with no shot on target as yet. And even though they have 70% of the possession, it is Arrows that's been asking the questions.
Sundowns. Adams looking to push forward, and Modiba on the overlap, goes past Allende. Suddenly the Lamontville Golden Arrows are the better looking side. Good challenge from Jaden Adams. Mamelodi is absolutely irate with a challenge that wasn't blown for by the referee.
Not too sure there. Once again, Ndlovu running at the defence there, and Miti not happy with the call.
Looks like he's been clipped on his Achilles tendon here, Sianda Ndlovu. He's 22 years old, signing for the 5th time for Bafana Bastante this season so far. And it's only the 8th match of the campaign, so he started in more than half of them. Mamelodi Sundowns supporters asking themselves questions, and it's been a good season for Mamelodi Sundowns so far. Just that loss on penalties in the semi-finals of the MTN 8. That is seen as a defeat, but it ended 1-1, and therefore if you a statistician, it'll go down as a draw technically. They haven't been beaten in the Betway Premiership at Mamelodi Sundowns. One of 2 teams not to have lost, Sekhukhune United the other side, under Eric Tinkler, that have had an absolutely unbelievable start to the season. They'll play Chippa United a bit later. An injured Chippa United after losing against Polokwane City by 2-1 most recently under Luke Amal. They won't want to lose. Sianda Ndlovu will Lamontville Golden Arrows. Junior Dion over to have a chat to Mamelodi as well.
Well, Sundowns last game against Durban City went behind at the beginning as well. They managed to come back before half-time. So they need to do the same here today if they're to get something from this encounter.
Foul play from Shalulile on Chiani.
Once again, Shalulile just trying to find space on the flanks. So, pushing from behind.
Understandably, the floodlights have already been switched on here at Kings Willetini Stadium in Umlazi, courtesy of the weather conditions, the dark skies and the persistent rain, although the wind definitely seems to have dropped to a large degree. Matthews, chase on for Allende, tracking back though is Golden Arrows. Sponeletlele really is a tremendous left-sided fullback. Bit of a dangerous ball out here towards Phillips, so no damage done for Arrows. Modiba, Cupido. of space over on the right-hand side if Sundowns need it. Cupido the link. Does eventually go to Khulisa Mudau. Really, really quality player. Koza. 50th match in charge for coach Miguel Cardoso, by the way, for Mamelodi Sundowns in all competitions. So he has a 63% win ratio, does Cardoso. This might put a little bit of a dent in that, but not much, I don't think. As Dion, Cupido's done a good job, and so for that matter, Jaden Adams. Oh no, it's Matthews. Yende going in the wrong direction. Mudau will turn nicely in front of Kumalo.
Kevin, I tell you, it's a Golden Arrows. They look a little bit more urgent, a little bit more hungry, and in every duel that they come up against, they're looking a bit sharper than Sundowns.
Sundowns, the most playing team, if I can put it that way, the team that played the most amount of matches in the Betway Premiership alongside of Siwilele. So this will be this is the 9th match for Mamelodi Sundowns, so 2 more than Sekhukhune United, and I'm sure Eric Tinkler and his team, yes, they're preparing for a match a bit later on against Chippa United at 7:30, but they'll be looking at this thinking, this suits us rather nicely. Sales, Allende, change of direction, Matthews, denied by Phillips.
A good position taken up there by Phillips, evading the danger of the onrushing Matthews at the far post.
Miguel Cardoso, 50 matches, 31 wins, 6 losses only. Quite incredible, 63% win ratio. First corner for Mamelodi Sundowns. Mudiba. There's a bit of space at the back post, but nobody really with any commitment. This is Mudau. Mokoena. Back to Mudau. Sales had made a little bit of a run, and Sundowns just tracking backwards for the moment, and all the way back to keeper Ronwin Williams. And when last have you seen that sort of pressure being exerted on the 8-time-in-a-row champions?
And when last did you say Sundowns, 40 minutes, no shots on target?
Unbelievable. Solile runs out of space, nicely turned away from a danger zone as well. Was done nicely. Wasn't able to keep a clean sheet on his debut against Sekhukhune United, and tough matches to play for Bafana Bastende, playing number 1 and then a couple of days later number 2 in the Betway Premiership. Cupido read that to perfection behind Dion. Mokoena, it's beautiful work done by Mokoena. His peripheral vision picks out Mudau and then runs into the space himself, but he's a bit languid on the ball. He still hasn't quite settled down yet. Cupido. Allende. Mudau. There's movement from Mokoena, there's movement from Matthews as well. Nice work done here for Sales. Cut out beautifully though in defence by Bafana Bastende, and this is where they've been at the most dangerous so far in this match. Beautiful work done again by a recovering Ndlovu. Maxwell will test Ronwin Williams. Been impressed with this man who started his career at Lamontville Golden Arrows, beg your pardon, Royal AM. He went to Arrows. In fact, he went from Royal AM to Chakuma Chamatsiandila, back to Royal AM, and then with the demise of Royal AM was picked up by Lamontville Golden Arrows. And I'll tell you what, he's improving all the time is Ayubulela. Mudiba in the meantime. Matthews. Sales, oh, it's a lovely little dink as he goes past Phillips. Space in the area, and there were 3 Mamelodi Sundowns players waiting for a touch. None of them got close to it. that allows the sort of counter-attack from Arrows that we're seeing with greater proliferation. Lovely ball through the middle. Dion looks towards the assistant referee even before the ball reached him. It's a bit of a guilty glance, isn't it?
He tried to stay onside. Dion didn't get the first time, and once again a close call, but it does look like he just edged above. Great anticipation, great reading of the game there from Kipido, I think it was. And he smiled it off.
Off to Peter Shalolile coming back and looking for a bit of work. The Namibian will be hoping to improve upon the 130 goals that he scored thus far, the historic 130 goals. Shalolile has done nicely to win possession back for Mudau. Yende, Mokwena, they're going backward again on Mamelodi Sundowns. Cupido, though, will look to change direction from the halfway line. Aubrey Modiba, very left-footed player. Very strong challenge from Omar Kamara. Dion through the middle, he's onside this time. And that almost looked like a handball from Malibongwe Koza. It's a very good challenge, by the way. Soles. Good clearance from Klele.
It's end-to-end action here. Arrows not sitting back, strong in the tackle, dangerous in attack. Sundowns left to search for answers here this afternoon.
And it is Soles to Mokwena, to Modiba. Goes one way, and covering him beautifully are Arrows in defence. Mokwena pulls the trigger. Coach Miguel Cardoso. History is a changing, developing, live aspect of life, of sport, of nature. Today, Golden Arrows trying to break 2,144 days of not having beaten Mamelodi Sundowns. They've done part of the job. And I say part of the job because we're nearly at half time here in Umlazi, and Mamelodi Sundowns, with the squad they have, with the quality they have, can never ever be written off, Stanton.
Indeed. Expect changes at half-time, I tell you that. It is in midfield where Arrows have nullified the Sundown side.
No foul as Soles is dispossessed, and Kamalo pulls away to the left-hand side, but he has a man on the right who finds the side netting, doesn't Ndlovu? And one cannot blame him for going directly for goal after being unselfish on so many occasions.
Yeah, not at all, yeah. Just a burst of pace here. Drop of the shoulder. Takes him for a run. Almost trying to catch Williams at the near post.
Enough laces on that. – 22 years old. Incredible talent. Foraging in the midfield by Kolisi Mudau, and even better from Sianda Ndlovu, who's getting himself involved all over the place, except he's not on the right-hand side now to benefit from that forward movement. Soles is, though. Referee is allowing some physicality here in Umlazi. Sede Dion continuing to harry Malibongwe Koza. We're in the final minute of regulation time at Kings Wellatini Stadium. Arrows lead by a goal to nil. When last have we said that against Sundowns? Incredibly, as you mentioned, I know Durban City led by a goal to nil over Sundowns most recently. They fought back to win that with a Yende's brace, and a goal as well from Ikram Reyners. He's not in the matchday squad today. Soles, I'll tell you what, Modiba's done such great work on this left-hand side so far, but he's very, very much a left-footed player. Keanu Cupido heading towards half-time in Umlazi. How much time will be added on? We have had a couple of stoppages. Mudau looked as if he wanted to pull the trigger, wasn't able to do that. Allende, Mudau, forward by Modiba. Oh, nearly threaded the eye of the needle through to Matthews from Shalulile. And they'll try again here with Cupido. Bullied by Sede Dion. Now Malibongwe calls tidies up in front of Ndlovu. Arrows took 10 minutes to settle down, and I tell you what, since they have settled down, they've been absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant indeed. They've asked the right questions. They were strong in midfield, staying nice and compact, and they've nullified this attack of Mamelodi Sundowns, and Sundowns left a little bit bewildered. As you can see, Saleh's been pushed out wide. He normally operates in a central position.
Work done here by Mokoena, looking to pull the trigger, doesn't get an opportunity to do that because Komara has made the clearance for Arrows, and that is just about time up here in the first half. Referee puts whistle to mouth, Mr. Jelly Chavani. Well, Mamelodi Sundowns dominating possession, although the corner count will tell you that it's one corner apiece. But this man has been a threat, Jelly Chavani, a bigger partner, Junior Dion. Threatened on 3 separate occasions, was caught offside a couple of times, and was onside on one occasion, if you remember correctly. Eventually got the benefit of the one and only corner that Mamelodi Sundowns conceded to Lamontville Golden Arrows. Lovely delivery, freedom of the skies for the Ivorian. Beat Ronwin Williams, who was flat-footed on the line, and Sundowns traded half-time. Lamontville Golden Arrows, good value for their victory, and Sede Dion will probably look for a little bit more from the flanks, and Kamalo and Ndlovu through the middle by Klankla Zwane and Maxwell, but it's a team effort for Golden Arrows, and that goal from Sede Dion in just the half an hour mark gives Arrows the lead at half-time. Arrows 1, Mamelodi Sundowns 0. Comes to the home side as well. Header! Keeper stands on his line. Arrows have scored before the half-hour mark. Junior Dion back to scoring ways.
Fired up is Dion. He has been knocked.
Kings Willetini Stadium, his own home.
That's a brilliant in-swinger there for the box. He rose above 2 defenders there, in between, just above Tebogo Mokoena, getting his head to it there, Junior Dion, and nothing much that Ronwin Williams could have done in that situation. It's Golden Arrows that take the lead.
Visiting fans a little bit shell-shocked. Junior Dion, 4th of the season, comes to the home side as well. Header! Keeper stands on his line. Arrows have scored before the half-hour mark. Junior Dion back to... Comes to the home side as well. Header! Keeper stands on his line. Arrows have scored before the half-hour mark. Junior Dion Back at match. Comes half an hour in and comes to the home side as well. Header! Keeper stands on his line. Arrows have scored before the half-hour mark. Junior Dion back to scoring ways. The home side as well. Header! Keeper stands on his line. Arrows have scored before the half-hour mark. Junior Dion back to scoring ways. The home side as well. Header! Keeper stands on his line. Arrows have scored before the half-hour mark. Junior Dion back to scoring ways. To the home side as well. Header! Keeper stands on his line. Arrows have scored before the half-hour mark. Junior Dion back to scoring ways. To the home side as well. Header! Keeper stands on his line. Arrows have scored before the half-hour mark. Junior Dion back to scoring ways.
Is in midfield where Arrows have nullified the Sundowns side.
No foul as Sanes is dispossessed and Kamalo pulls away to the left-hand side, but he has a man on the right who finds the side netting, doesn't Ndlovu? And one
is in midfield where Arrows have nullified the Sundowns side.
No foul as Sanes is dispossessed and Kamalo pulls away to the left-hand side, but he has a man on the right who finds the side netting, doesn't Ndlovu? And one no foul as Sanes is dispossessed and Kamalo pulls away to the left-hand side, but he has a man on the right who finds the side netting, doesn't Ndlovu? And one cannot blame him for going directly for Kamalo pulls away to the left-hand side, but he has a man on the right who finds the side netting. Kamalo pulls away to the left-hand side, but he has a man on the right who finds the side netting. Welcome you back to the Kings Wellatini Stadium. We are in Mlazi this afternoon for Betway Premiership action in round 8 of the South African Premier League. Lamontville Golden Arrows against Mamelodi Sundowns, and the home side it is that lead by 1-0. Asede Dion finds the back of the net for the 4th time this season. I'm sure you heard a big cheer in the background, and a prediction that was made by my expert analyst and co-commentator for the afternoon, Stanton Fredericks, when we had a chat during the half-time break, has become a reality, Stanton.
Yeah, I did think Jaden Adams not at his best this afternoon, and as predicted, we will see changes from Sundowns, and that is giving us an opportunity to see this man, the new man at the helm of the Sundowns attack, Nuno Santos.
Yeah, 26-year-old, played in Portugal, junior international, and signed from Guimarães in the Portuguese Super League. Will come on for the former Stellenbosch FC 24-year-old Jaden Adams. Yeah, Jaden Adams, for me, we spoke about it a few times, and the amount of space he was covering, but far too defensive. And one fancies that the new man, who went through quite a considerable warm-up before taking his place in amongst the stalwarts alongside of Peter Shalolile and Sales and Matthews and Mudau and Modiba, Lende, etc., etc., as well as the national team goalkeeper Ronald Williams, has taken his place in the colours of Mamelodi Sundowns at the start of a new career south of the equator, as we get underway then for the second half on this Heritage Day of this round 8 Betway Premiership encounter. And immediately there's an opportunity by a man who's been not just a small thorn in the flesh of Sundowns this afternoon, Mr. Sianda Ndlovu.
Yeah, he's been testing them all entire first half there, using his pace to great effect.
What do we see from Sundowns? First touch on the ball is a good one. Back to Sales from this man, and tries a little dummy around the back of Clele, but Spinello is a very accomplished player. Maxwell through to Ndlovu, perhaps two of the potential players of the match in this encounter for Arrows. The weather conditions still rainy, although the wind has dropped. The pitch is wet and cutting up just a little bit, but I tell you what, I've been quite impressed with the pitch, the surface, even for both sides in any event. But as things stand at the moment, Lamontville Golden Arrows have a chance to leapfrog over Richards Bay FC and Marumo into 9th position. Mamelodi Sundowns just need a draw to get ahead of Sekhukhune United on goals scored alone. Touchback here to Mudau from Sales, and not the best of clearances either. Ball nearly falls to Nuno Santos.
Yeah, once again, just the conditions, just making it difficult there. Sales tried to play 1-2, a little bit slippery, and Mudau tried to retrieve and keep the attack alive, just showing a bit of studs.
Yeah, that's almost an injury that's self-induced by the South African international. 30-year-old played at Magesi FC. That is before they won the Motsepe Foundation Championship, before they won the Colin Knockout on debut. That draw made during the week, by the way. Joined Ladoda Black Leopards, was signed from Black Leopards to Mamelodi Sundowns, and his career has gone in an upward trajectory, has Kuliso. Yanda Gianni, one of a whole host of players that was signed from Royal AM after the demise of the KwaZulu-Natal side. You've got Ataba Matlaba, who's on the bench. You've got Sabelo Sitole, who's amongst the subs as well, but there's a number of other players that are formerly from Royal AM, including Ayubulela Maxwell. Sales back to goal. Tell you what, another player who's done well today is Nkobeko Dlamini. Nuno Santos holds it up nicely in front of Gianni, and it's a good delivery as well. Mamelodi Sundowns here, looking for a bit of space. Can't quite find it with Mokoena, can't find it with Shalolile either. And a good opportunity for Kumalo to turn on the afterburners. I don't think there was quite an anticipation from Mhlankla Zwane. And Mudau just making sure that the threat is curtailed.
As he normally does. Not many attackers that gets the better of Mudau, but that man in your picture there, Ngovo as well as Khumalo, have been testing that defence. And the introduction of Santos will change the shape of Mamelodi Sundowns somewhat. Leave the two in midfield, and Santos will assume that central position. Here he is now.
Santos does a little run, tries to step over as well. It's a lovely ball. Opportunity for Salas. That's a good reach for it with the head. And was never going to get the power on to beat Mbanjwa. But the threat is there. The promise of an equaliser is there for Mamelodi Sundowns. It's Zwane riding the challenge of Salas rather nicely. And the last thing that Lamontville Golden Arrows can afford to do is to now try and sit back and defend the one goal that they scored with that ball on half an hour, as there's a chance for Khumalo. Dinked over the top. And dinked past the left-hand upright of the goal of Ronald Williams. That was an insane chance to make it 2-0.
Yeah, and a touch from Kipino. Looks like it's a corner for Arrows.
That's been the threat throughout the course of the afternoon, you know, and soaking up pressure, and then bang, the counter-attack, and they are so swift when they break through. And Khumalo's done beautifully on the left-hand side, and Ndlovu wonderfully on the right. 5 minutes into the second half. Arrows scored from their opening corner, their only corner of the match so far, with Sede Dion finding the back of the net. He's not going to do that now. Nice header away by Malibongwe Khoza. But the threat back almost immediately from Ndlovu. Momentary anyway. There's a bit of space here for Nuno Santos. There's a little look up. Hasn't really been challenged by Ndlovu. It's a lovely ball. Nice first touch for Mudau as well. Santos again. Mudau continues. Mudiba, Santos. Oh, they're trying to burst their way into prominence here, but yeah, it was a good couple of touches, and Allende it was, not Santos, who was prominent on the outside of the penalty area. Sundowns doing what Sundowns do. Ball possession, short passing game, putting the opposition on the back foot.
Just need to break through that final pass in the final third now.
68% possession for Mamelodi Sundowns overall. The scoreboard tells it differently. Look at the amount of completed passes. 3 times as many. And massively more accurate as well from the champions. Just looking at the early touches, I mean, he's been on the field of play in South Africa for 7 minutes now, has Nuno Santos, but already finding space. His first touch looks a decent one. He's looking up and looking at 4 opponents. I think the playing style of Mamelodi Sundowns will suit him. So probably it suits both the club and the player.
Yeah, very much so. You can see comfortably in possession, got vision about him. First touch and a lovely left foot on him.
Sales overruns it a little bit. Allende a bit on the close side. Mudau as well. And now Santos having to do a little bit of defending against Khumalo. Maxwell does a pirouette and a half. Gianni.
Quick 360 there.
Khumalo been very lively today. I think he's won a throw in too, as Pilani. Yeah, no wonder there's a little bit of a frown on the face of Miguel Cardoso. 50th match in charge, may I remind you. And there's the formation that he started with.
Yeah, you will see. So that will be Mokoena and Allende in a more central role, and the number 10 will move just in behind Charles, which is the substitute. Nuno Santos came in for Jaden Adams.
Mbanjwa required as a keeper sweeper in front of Peter Shalolile. The rain has started to fall in greater volumes at the moment, and the wind has picked up a little bit. The wind driving in from the western side, from down on the casino. Very patient in defence from Keenan Phillips. Now a little turn, and immediately the acceleration from Sianda and Global. Sede Dion was the target, and really fabulous defending from Keanu Cupido.
We can see a little bit more urgency here in Sundowns, trying to rotate that ball a little bit quicker, which in turn will give them a bit more space for the likes of Sales, and now Nuno Santos to operating.
Arrows and Sundowns have drawn their last 3 matches in home games for Bafana Bastende. 22-23 season. Arrows with Moon Bule for Mamelodi Sundowns. 1-1, 0-0 in 23-24, 24-25 we've spoken about. Phillips for Arrows and Ribeiro with a penalty for Sundowns. Ribeiro since leaving the club, and that's the big shoes that Nuno Santos is going to have to drop into. Nicer possession from Sales. A little chase on here for Peter Shaluli there. Gianni has done absolutely brilliantly. Oh, and that with the chest down, had been a little bit more softer from Nuno Santos. He might have been in. He's deceptively taller than he appeared initially next to the side of the pitch, Nuno Santos. Udao. Mokoena. Fabulous work as it pickpockets. Mokoena does Kumalo. Haven't seen the counter-attack so far, and I'll tell you what, it's a brilliant piece of defending on that occasion by Keanu Cupido.
Yeah, it was great anticipation, dropped down early enough to evade that run in behind the defence there, but excellently done once again. Oh, I think it was Sianda Ngobo.
Oh, a big aerial collision. And Keanu Cupido's in trouble. Might have been caught on the side of the face. I don't think there was any intent to injure, and for me that's a one-on-one.
Looked like a clash of it. The shoulder. Fortunately, it wasn't heads that came together, but it was shoulder. Still some vicious contact and blow to the head.
It is, and Pilani Kumalo's had a wonderful game so far for Bafana Bastende. Cupido, the man who's down in his 10th appearance, double figures for the Mamelodi Sundowns man, former Cape Town City centre-back.
Cupido's been solid all afternoon with all the threats from Golden Arrows.
They trail by a goal to nil, Mamelodi Sundowns. Urgency next to the side of the pitch, and players required by Miguel Cardoso to do the job. So it looks as if it's going to be Lebo Motiba, who's just come back from a time in France, most recently with Strasbourg, who he played on 2 separate occasions during his career over in France, who's going to come on for the 4th time as a change player, 5th time as a change player, maybe for Peter Shalulile. We're here. 29-year-old hasn't scored yet. This man has scored. Sede Dion, they call him. And this is how he scored.
Brilliant in-swinger there. Just needed a touch, and that's exactly what Dion gave it. And the celebration to match the goal.
Lovely run, the late run from just the edge of the penalty area towards where the corner was headed, and the timing was absolutely impeccable from the 31-year-old, and the home supporters loving it. There's colours from a number of different clubs here today, but yeah, we have the Sibunise and Win competition, which is an activation from the sponsor of the Betway Premiership, Betway, for the best dressed home supporter at televised matches, and a prize of a little over $500, I would think, US dollars, but to 10,000 bucks. And if you're a card holder of Betway, then 20,000 rand. But double change here for Mamelodi Sundowns. Looks as if it could be a triple change, actually. So it looks like Bennett Mokoena is going to come on. Sales is going off. Sales, Shalulile and Keanu Cupido, understandably Cupido, making way. We'll make it 4 changes in total. And then the players to come on are Bennett Mokoena, Lebo Mutiba and Matobi Mvala, 31-year-old former Highlands Park stalwart. And really, really good player indeed. And you'll probably have Mvala dropping back into that central defensive role just for the second time this season as a sub as well. There's the man in your picture, Matobi Mvala. Remember him fondly from the days when Peter Shalulile and Matobi Mvala and Siyabonga Mbata too played for Highlands Park when they won the first division by a country mile and set all sorts of records that haven't been broken and might not be broken either. Highlands Park selling their status to Tim Sukazi out in Mbombela. This is not a good sign in any game of football, Keanu Cupido, and I reckon that's a little bit of a whiplash injury. It was a strong shoulder from Pilani Kumalo.
Yeah, I think caution at the end of the day, especially with the head injuries, and this man Mbala will slot into Keanu Cupido's position.
So Lebo Mutibe for Peter Shalulile. Bennett Mokoena will come into the midfield with Arthur Sales, and this man will drop into where Keanu Cupido had left off. But a triple substitution on the hour mark for Mamelodi Sundowns. We do hope that Keanu Cupido is going to recover quickly. Matches coming thick and fast for all the teams in the Betway Premiership, and we'll have the Carling knockout underway pretty soon. At the same time, Mamelodi Sundowns will start to participate in the CAF Champions League, having earned a bye during the first weekend. A bye for Stellenbosch FC too in the CAF Confederation Cup. But this coming weekend, Kaizer Chiefs trying to come back from a goal behind in the CAF Confederations Cup against Kabusco from Angola, and Diodi from Lesotho trailing Orlando Pirates by 3-0 after their match in Bloemfontein. Will also play Saturday afternoon at about 3 o'clock. But this is the Betway Premiership, and after half an hour after the goal that was scored by Sede Dion, it is still a 1-goal lead for Arrows. How much of a disruption, or is it likely to be more of a consolidation for Sundowns, making so many changes at once?
Yeah, but I think it's needed, like for like up front.
Look at this play from Nklank Liswan. He took the wrong option. Good defense from Malibongwe.
An opportunity for Bennett Mokoena as well, under 17 international. Also has 4 goals in the DDC, has Bennett Mokoena. An opportunity in the upper echelons of South African football.
Yeah, it's a massive opportunity, isn't it? Stepping into the shoes not only of Arthur Sales, but into these massive colours of the senior side of Mamelodi Sundowns. Corner for Pilani Kumalo. Phillips waiting in the penalty area. Scored the opening goal of the season for Bafana Bafana. Space on the edge of the area, not quite caught. And then Ndlovu misses out completely as well. Does open the door for Mamelodi Sundowns. Little touch there from Santos, and then just starting to spill over a little bit with Modiba coming eye to eye with Keenan Phillips. This is Modiba. Fabulous piece of defending from Lamontville Golden Arrows. Allende. Toby Mvala, Mokoena, Allende. Oh, that's careless from the Chilean, and an opportunity to burst forward here once again by Pilani Kumalo. Having to fight very, very hard defensively. Mamelodi Sundowns, the referee has called play to a stop here. Is it Mbala who's the guilty party?
Yes, it's Mbala, and excellent work here from Junior Dion. He's got his body in front of in between the ball and the defender, waiting on that challenge, and wins his side. A free kick in an advanced position.
Oh, that was a knee almost into the face of the Lamontville Golden Arrows attacker. Tough man, Matobi.
Back like he's never left.
And he's such a nice chap. I don't see confirmation of any yellow card, to be honest. The referee seemed to go into the pocket, but he hasn't produced anything from there. So Arrows with an opportunity, perhaps for Sibulele Tele. Gianni. They stay forward here with Pelani Kamalo. Cuts on the inside, he's a left-footed player. Our winner for today, and up to 20,000 rand. The best dressed Bafana Bastende supporter. Nice interception from Lebo Motiba. Looking forward to seeing him close to the penalty area. Try to get in behind Gianni. Nice play by Tashrik Matthews. Keenan Phillips, I beg your pardon. Phillips is away here. Still Keenan Phillips. Oh, and the ball's being released here. Space for Kamalo. Mujao trying to calm things down.
Matiba tried to protect that ball and just shoved it one side. Not a good sign.
Nope.
Holding a bit of a hamstring there. Maybe cramp setting in for Phillips.
By the way, that lass with the best dressed also checked out as a Betway card holder. Sizakele Uno. So 20,000 bucks. Congratulations to Sizakele for making the effort and coming up with the goods on a rainy Wednesday afternoon on Heritage Day in Umlazi. Nothing wrong with 20,000 rand to take home. Here's a chance for Bennett Mokwena. Maybe too eager. However, there's a job to be done for Mamelodi Sundowns, and he's trying to do just that.
Yeah, you can see we possibly wanted to get across to the far post there. And that sums it up for Sundowns. As we see Cardosa searching for answers.
Clearly through the middle. Kamala has returned to the right-hand side of defence. Good work done by, I beg your pardon, the left-hand side of attack. Koza doing the defending. Mokwena goes wide. Well, Mokwena has a little slip, the ball given away, an opportunity, and the ball was played a little too far in front of Sianda and Glovo. Otherwise, Ronald Williams might have been called into action. Anybody's game at the moment. However, Arrows lead by a goal to nil. Arrows scoring in the last 2 out of the last 3 home matches against Mamelodi Sundowns. Santos, Santos with a little dart into the area. Ball goes just over his head. That's a handball from Gianni. The ball took a massive deflection. Not. Oh, there's a huge buzz amongst the fans in front of us.
An air of uncertainty in the bleachers.
Keenan Phillips. Foul on Sianda and Glovo. Kumalo again is too strong for Sundowns Globo, and they're just being a little bit over enthusiastic, Arrows, in that quest towards Sundowns Globo, who's had a brilliant match so far, and just pushing it too far in front of him and expecting a heck of a lot of him to try and make those charges. Tobian Vala, Mudiba, Vala, Allende, just over halfway through the second half, and Arrows still leading by that a single goal. I'll tell you that again, repeat that when Arrows beat Sundowns last 10th of November 2019, Piri Mutiswa with a brace, Sundowns with Morena and Jali, and Mudao has taken a knock. Big protest for his own innocence from Mklanhla Zwani.
Yeah, no question of a foul there. Came through on Mudao. Bit of a late challenge, eh?
So Lamontville Golden Arrow is about to make a whole host of changes. It looks like it's going to be Sundowns Globo who's going to make way for Jerome Carlser, who hails from Hout Bay. Remember in the days of Hout Bay, I'm not sure if it's still the case, that they issued their own passport at one stage. Sede Dion's making way as well. And so is Pilani Kumalo for Isaac Cisse, the Ivorian who makes his debut today. Just 18 years old is Cisse. Carlser comes on at 23 years old. 20 minutes remaining in stoppage time. Arrows looking to consolidate. Well, it's his first shot on target in the colours of Sundowns for Santos. I'm sure he'll do better than that in the months to come. As far as the 26-year-old Portuguese international is concerned, Mudao will tidy up here. Tough final 20 minutes for Mamelodi Sundowns. Evading any sort of injury on Trele from Trele is Santos. That's good play by Mokoena. Look how well he uses his body, but possession's been turned over once again, and this is Isaac Cisse. That's ambitious.
Ambitious indeed, Kamara just found himself in a space of uncertainty. The defender trying to do what strikers do. Just looking at the substitutes for Golden Arrows. 3 outstanding performance in the afternoon has been substituted in Glovo, Kumalo as well as Dion. Some fresh legs here for Arrows.
And they have sent on a couple of attacking players like Jerome Carlser. Good defending again. I really have felt that Keenan Phillips has had a good match. Expecting much more from Allende. This is Nuno Santos. A little tickle from him, and a pick up from Bennett to Mokoena. Santos pulls the trigger, and the keeper was sprawled all over the place in Banjua, but nice defence from Arrows and Omar Kumara. We're going to see this sort of persistence, I think, from Sundowns for the next 18 minutes in stoppage time. They have to. Mokoena, lovely ball from him, and delightful little touch as well. Matthews to Mudao. Matthews on the near post. Parried away by Mbandra, I think is perhaps the correct description, and Mokoena goes in the book for a professional foul.
Yeah, took one for the team there, Mokoena. The experienced Mokoena knew that his side would have been in trouble if he never made that tackle. Nicely done there once again from Ayabulela.
Yeah, I don't think Maxwell has been as impressive in the second half as he has during the first, and with the amount of play that we saw over 70 minutes by Khumalo and Ndlovu, certainly candidates for our Betway Premiership match. Man of the match is once again, it's Keenan Phillips who piles on the pressure. And I'll tell you what, I'm continuously impressed by what the 25-year-old fullback is producing. Ronwen Williams. It's only been one other time that... oh, that's a boot into the face of Nuno Santos. Omar Kamara is the guilty party. What colour is it going to be? Well, it's the top pocket. I think it's yellow. Because, yeah, was their intention. The first port of call for Jelly Chavani, the well-being of the player. And then whatever discipline he feels is necessary. Yeah, it's not a warm welcome to South African football, is it? That's a really hard challenge.
Literally and figuratively, not a warm welcome there, but great anticipation there from Nuno Santos as trying to catch Kamara unaware. A little bit dangerous there, high foot there as he attempted to clear that ball, but fortunately it looked like the ball caught him instead of the defender's foot.
Thumbs up from the doctor. Now, we'll give you a wide shot of the where the free kick's going to take place. It's in a really brilliant position.
A dangerous one, just enough space to get it up and over the wall. A few contenders, and looks like Mokoena will be part of that.
Well, he walks away from it a little bit, and that leaves Matthews. Maybe he's just going to discuss the defensive wall, and he's pulling a couple of players into it, like Lebo Mutiba, in fact, who maybe ran a little bit of interference. Santos in the wall as well. The danger averted. The damage has been treated for the new man, and this man's under a bit of scrutiny. Takasani Mbanjwa.
Yeah, so the idea here will be to keep the goalkeeper unsighted, hence a number of players in the wall there.
They're going to have to get a little bit of a wriggle on to get out of the way. Mokoena does possess some mighty right boot on him. So let's have a look how this all works out. Mudau trying to get around the wall of Lamontville Golden Arrows as an attempt, and Mbanjwa's done nicely. It was a free kick that was taken without too much pace. I think it had the right direction on it, and if it had been whipped in with a bit more speed, there might have been trouble for Ronwen Williams, but he is the national team goalkeeper, and I beg your pardon, Takasani Mbanjwa is newly signed from Siwelele. Khumalo, chance. Can't be Khumalo, he's been replaced.
Sitole, it was with the opportunity. Not sure if it was a cross or a shot, or he tried to dig the goalkeeper, but it left his coach not the happiest with an opportunity to stretch the lead against Sundowns.
There have been opportunities for Arrows to extend their lead in this second half, and if it doesn't end up in success for Abafana Bestendi, Mankoba Nlichi will have some questions to ask of his own players. Allende, there's lots of space available on the right where Matthews is positioned. Nice work from Mokoena, lovely little feed here, and there's a great opportunity for the back post.
There's Bennett Mokoena.
Mamelodi Sundowns will bring on Katlego and Tabeleng. Played in America with Dallas Football Club. On debut here, Katlego. Tashik Matthews, a player that has been sacrificed in his place. Santos with a nice little touchdown. We'll get a second bite of the cherry. They stand their ground very nicely here with Aubrey Mutiba to Mamelodi Sundowns. Now, Mokoena again, nice little stop and turn. Can deliver the shot from this position. Good clearance from Kamara. Allende. Once again, it's Mokoena. This time with the left foot. And it nearly falls for Lamontville. The creativity is a marvel from Mamelodi Sundowns, and just the little tickles here and there and the deflections are paying off for Abafana Bestende. Nuno Santos, the sun suddenly starts to threaten its appearance here in Umlazi. Is that a sign that Mamelodi Sundowns will have an opportunity? Now away comes Sabelo Sitole. Still a bit of width available for Abafana Bestende. They got numbers forward as well. And they've missed the opportunity. Malibongwe Koza has done a great job on Jerome Cardlesa.
There was the two substitutes trying to combine there. Brilliant work there from Sitole, trying to pick out Cardlesa.
Tabeleng on the left-hand side.
It's a drop of the shoulder there, but brilliant work there done from Koza. A little bit physical from both ends. Bit of argy-bargy at the end of that.
Keenan Phillips might still be ailing with that hamstring problem. It has troubled him for a little while. And the veteran, former Orlando Pirates, Black Leopards, Marcus Swallows, Royal AM, Thabo Matlaba, absolutely incredible player, will come on for his third appearance of the season. Second as a sub, Thabo Matlaba on at right back. Vele is doing great at left back, and a little touch in there again from Sabelo Sitole, causing a threat earlier on and looking for the release for Isak Cisse. Away by Motiba. Arrows have been threatening from these sort of situations all match long, and Sitole will continue to do that. The referee having to get out of the way to provide Dlamini with maybe an opportunity. Time ticking by. Pele for Abafana Bestende. Little dink by Dlamini. Oh, and it falls nicely in the penalty area. Ooh, what does the referee say about that? Well, Cardlesa went down. The referee not interested, and Allende has to come back and pick up the pieces. A very open match at the moment, Standon Fredericks, and this is intriguing. Good play by Tabeleng. He left the ball behind, did Motiba. Yeah. And the fans are starting to become frustrated. Those from the Sundowns perspective, the Golden Arrows supporters thought that was rather funny. Might have been.
Yeah, this was earlier. Brilliant ball played into space for Zwane, and a bit of a coming together there. It was Mvala that collided with Cardlesa.
Meantime, Motiba continues to threaten Bantra. Opportunities at both ends of the ground. Well, they still hope for those Mamelodi Sundowns supporters. There's still 8 minutes and stoppage time remaining. Dlamini. Lovely turn again. The pace of the mark from Sitole is blistering. Now away by Cisse. Look at that first touch from the right-sided fullback, and everybody wants to get onto the score sheet.
He's done it before. A shot from range. I remember Orlando Pirates against Bitvis Wits. Matlaba from about a similar range.
Mamelodi Sundowns under scrutiny. Next match for both of these sides will come on a Saturday afternoon. Dlamini again with good defence. He's been dragged all over the place though by Lamontville. Arrows will be at home to Orbit College on Saturday. The newcomers who went through the playoffs along with Cape Town City and Keswick Stars and made their way to debut in the Betway Premiership from their second position in the Motsepe Foundation Championship. And Mamelodi Sundowns will be at home as well, and their third KwaZulu-Natal opposition in a row. That'll be Richards Bay FC. Beat Durban City, are trailing against Arrows. Richards Bay FC the next opponent. Meantime, Pirates and Chiefs will be playing in CAF Champions League and CAF Confederations Cup respectively on Saturday afternoon. I'll tell you what, the clock ticking down is only a friend of Lamontville Golden Arrows at the moment.
Well, they're happy to take their time.
Yeah, losses are not a familiar commodity as far as Mamelodi Sundowns are concerned. Look at last season, just 3 defeats in 28 appearances in the Betway Premiership, and we're not writing them off just yet. They're too much of a quality side, even with the 5 minutes and stoppage time remaining. But it would be a little bit of a setback for a couple of reasons. Firstly, is because the next goal, if there was one, or Mamelodi Sundowns did score a goal here today, it would be the 100th goal against Lamontville Golden Arrows, and it is the 50th appearance of Miguel Cardoso as the coach of the side, and also the newcomer Nuno Santos, who want to start his career with his new club on the back of a defeat. However, that's the situation at the moment. Zwane with a nice touch, clearly on the overlap. A run imminent from Sabelo Sitole. Didn't quite contain the ball there, Lamontville Golden Arrows, and we do have 5 minutes and stoppage time separating Golden Arrows from a famous victory. Sundowns will have to wait either for a cup competition, but in the Betway Premiership, a match later on in the season, all the way on the 4th of March 2026 is the next time these two players or two teams will meet each other. The referee wants the defensive ball back, the requisite yardage. Marcelo Allende with the responsibilities. Crowded penalty area, there's a header on it. Not enough of one from Malibongwe Khoza. And the rain starts to bucket down once again at Kings Wellatini Stadium in Umlazi. Another minute passes. Anyway, will do at the moment for Golden Arrows. I think they'll just try and bat the ball into the half of Mamelodi Sundowns and get them to build it up again. Nuno Santos. There's Malibongwe Khoza. Touch for Motobi Mvala, who's switched from the left-hand side of the defence to the right. A little chase on here for Nuno Santos. It's not a bad ball for him. If Allende can keep it in play, he does. Back it comes now to the young Portuguese international. He might have taken the responsibilities himself. Maybe he still will do that. Corner given. It was a huge lunge at the feet of Nuno Santos by Omar Kumara. That is exceptionally dangerous.
He's had some solid touches here, some intelligent touches in the box. As Nuno Santos trying to play a 1-2 there with Mudiba, eventually trying to rekindle that, and it was a bit of a hefty challenge in the box.
The ball did change direction, and it was certainly ball first before player. 5 corners today. Arrows leading the corner count. They lead on the scoreboard to Motobi Mvala. That's close. Stevie Compella and Miguel Cardoso. discussing the way forward. They've only got 2 minutes of stoppage time to decide that. Mamelodi looking to do one over his former side that he coached. Arrows with a valuable three-pointer beckoning. Just 2 victories so far. It would be 3 wins, a draw, 4 losses, and a -2 goal difference, but into double figures as far as points are concerned, and behind TX Galaxy in 8th place. So 9th above Marumo Gallants, who take on Kaiser Chiefs, don't forget, at 1730. Straight after this match, Amakosi at home against the side coached by Alessandre Lafitte, the youngest coach in the Betway Premiership. No way forward for Mamelodi Sundowns on that occasion. And we're into the final minute of regulation time in Umlazi. Pressure time. Nuno Santos will try his little slider across the ground, and it didn't get a decent enough touch towards a teammate from Mamelodi Sundowns, from Katlego Nsabaleng, who was looking to release Lebo Motiba now. I wanted to pay attention to Matobi Mvala, who's playing as a striker next to Lebo Motiba at the moment. There he is. Nice little touchdown to Lebo Motiba from Matobi Mvala, the new striker for Mamelodi Sundowns, and a really good clearance from Omar Kamara. I'm impressed with this Ivorian centre-back.
Yeah, Mvala played like a seasoned striker there, as he found Motiba, his strike partner. As you say, there, excellent defensive work there from Omar Kamara.
3 minutes added on to the end of this match. Allende with a delivery. Keeper and ball at the same time. Matobi Mvala threatens for the second time. And I think consecutively, as far as corners is concerned, Matobi Mvala gets his head on the ball. But, yeah, less than 3 minutes separating Arrows from a victory. This is Kota. Allende. Nuno Santos with a little pushback. Oh, this is a nice little ball here to Ntabeleng. Mudau just looked up towards the goal of Mbandwa. Fabulous challenge from Klele. Oh, that's beautifully done by the fullback. Beautifully done, and there's just green numbers around the ball at the moment. Sprinting to prominence here by Sapelo Sitole. Modiba drags him back. Surely a free kick to Lamontville Golden Arrows. That will be given as a throw-in. 2 minutes separating Arrows from success at home. Arrows have had only 1 loss at home the whole season, and that was to Amakosi. They're looking to bring on a veteran of many causes, Gladwin Shitolo, Jomo Cosmos, Orlando Pirates, Abafane Bestende. Maxwell goes off. So Shitolo not on for Phillips, he's on for Maxwell. Toba Matlaba in a face-off with match referee Jelly Chavani. I don't think that's to be recommended, to be honest.
Kind of has a point. I think he wasn't happy with the referee forcing Makwele to go off on the other side.
There's only a minute separating Abafana Bestende from making history here, and they might score a second goal. Oh, that's tremendous from Williams. Absolutely stonking. Might be too little too late, but it's a brilliant save.
Excellent save indeed, as Arrows continue to press forward and try to extend their lead. One touch to get it out of his feet there. And excellent save there to keep them alive in this encounter from Rondon Williams.
They'll stay on the attack here. Well, Abafana Bestende. Lamontville Golden Arrow supporters and coach Mangoba Nluti can barely contain themselves, because they are 25 seconds away from a historic victory and the first loss of the season for Mamelodi Sundowns. Klankleswani, Selen Klankleswani, the pullback. Oh, Williams. Insane. Not him, the save he made. It's two incredible saves in the space of 2 minutes. Look at the pullback here from Carlos, but it wasn't him that had the shot. My goodness.
Wow, it was excellent work from Golden Arrows there. Tlazwani with the magic, and Williams produced one of his excellent saves.
No final whistle yet from referee Jelly Chavani, and the home supporters are begging for it. It's taken 2,144 days to achieve what Arrows have done today since they last beat Mamelodi Sundowns in any match in the South African top flight. Last effort was on the 10th of November 2019. It's taken them 5 years and 319 days to repeat the dosage and pick up their third victory of the season and go to 9th place on the table. It's been a good performance from Arrows today.
A good performance indeed here from Arrows. They wanted it more. They were solid in the tackle. A brilliant tactical plan from Mangobangiti and executed to a prom from his side. Changes, fresh legs that took them across the line to get the 3 points. It required massive contributions from everybody, and it was Junior Dion that gets the decider. He's all smiles. He was a thorn in the side of the defense there, but Sundowns, they introduced some new players today with the likes of Nuno Santos that just couldn't respond to that opening goal from Golden Arrows and Dion. It was Sundowns that could not come up with the answers this afternoon. Cardosa left scratching his head, and a defeat that is something that we've not gotten used to, but it was Golden Arrows with a deserved 3 points at home this afternoon.
Yeah, not a way that he'd be happy to celebrate his 50th appearance as the coach of the Mamelodi Sundowns, but these things do happen, and we do hope for greater things to happen for Mamelodi Sundowns. Of course, Arrows now on an upward trajectory before they meet second from bottom side Orbit College in their next match just on a Saturday right here at the Kingswell Chile Stadium. For Sundowns, as we said, against Richards Bay FC, as they make it a trio of matches against KwaZulu-Natal sides and hoping to get back to winning ways against the Rich Boys when they play on a Saturday afternoon. We do thank you for your patronage this afternoon on your World of Champions Betway Premiership action for you. The Lamontville Golden Arrows, with Dion scoring on the half hour, beat Mamelodi Sundowns by 1-0.